Oh,
There you go. You're live. Hey, everybody. Sherry Ferguson here, CEO of the Portland Chamber of Commerce. We're glad to be back. We have with us today Jamie White, the Parks Director of the City of Portland. Hey, Jamie.
hello. Glad to be here.
Well, we're excited because we got some news yesterday that some things are going to be changing. I know everybody's been dying to get back to the parks and some things going on. So, what have you got going on?
All right. First of all, thank everybody for being patient. It's stressful for everybody. What we do have a few things that we're changing up starting today. First of all, the golf course is open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And you have to call the pro shop. The biggest change there is going to be you got to call the pro shop for tee times. In order to open the golf course back up, we had to put some restrictions in, some guidelines in to help the famous words, social distancing. So you will call for tee time, and you will go around and we have signs up all over the building. We actually have you signing in on the back porch. Staff is inside the building. You have no access to the building. I have the staff on the inside, and we are. I know this is going to sound like 1940s, but we're working out of the porch window to collect your money, and we do have the concession stand is open, but we only have soft drinks, chips, and candy bars. We will not be doing any food, any cooked food, and that started today. We've already had a small timeout is what we was wanting. The rain, I was glad to see it rain. We needed a little bit of time to work out some of the kinks. We found out Tuesday morning that we was hinting that we might be going this direction, so we started working on some stuff. Got a lot of pieces of paper up telling you the do's and don'ts, but I think what we're going to have to do right now in order to open the golf course up for the public and our members, there are some restrictions on what you can and can't do on the course. We will hand out a scorecard. We're not handing out any pencils. We removed all the rakes from the bunkers. So we put noodles in the cup, swim noodles in the cup, the flags through the noodles. You don't even have to touch the flag. The ball rolls on the top of the noodle. You just pick your ball up. So we're trying to remove items that will be touched by multiple people. The tricky part is going to be the golf carts.
So are you still going to allow two people in a cart, or does everybody have to have their own? How's that working?
I've contacted so many different golf courses. This is the one that is all over the board. I'll go through the scenarios and then I'll tell you what we're going to try. Please know that this could change tomorrow. We try something today that didn't go right. We'll adjust. And eventually, we'll get a system going that's good for the staff and good for the golfers. But
everything we've done has changed every day, at least, maybe sometimes every hour. So I think that we're kind of learning, even though we don't like change, that this is a new animal. So you guys have rocked it on trying to come up with new ways and how we can do that. So I definitely think that you just gotta feel it out to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, we probably doing anything no different than you're doing and the mayor's doing. The mayor goes to mayor's meetings. You communicate with a lot of other chamber of commerces. That's what Parks does. We've called a lot of the local parks, and we're all trying to stay close to what we're doing. What we're going to start out doing at the golf course, because we're limited at some of these other big golf courses. We only have a small number of golf carts available. So, but we're fortunate enough, a lot of our members have their own carts. So we're going to rely on the members to continue using their carts, and the same family household can ride in a cart together.
There you go.
It's going to restrict us on how many people we can have on the golf course if we loan out a lot of single golf carts, but that's how we're going to start.
Well, those people have been together anyway. So it's not anything different, for the same people in the same household to be in the same cart. So it makes sense.
And that was the most common way people are handling the golf carts. There are some golf courses that no golf carts, and there's some golf courses that have no restrictions. We're going to meet in the middle there.
Right.
Offer some golf carts with restrictions.
I know that, the golf course has always been one that everybody wanted open. They didn't really feel like that they were too close to people if just a couple of us are playing golf and several of them being open. So I know that was always something that's hard when other people, it's kind of like your kids, but so-and-so gets to do it. Why can't we do it? So it made it hard on you guys, I know, hearing people, but in that, everybody's just trying to keep everybody safe. But some of the other things that we ended up having to close were the parks themselves with your playground equipment and the restrooms and those type things. You want to talk about a little bit about that, about how long they've been closed and how that's going to phase in, and are you going to do anything different?
Right now, the only change that we have at Richland Park, the only change we have is we're opening the parking lot up more. We had it zoned off just at the very first of the park. Well, it starts getting a little crowded with everybody parking there to use the walking trail. We are not opening up the playground. We're just going to open up the parking lot so we can extend parking to create more distance for our users. We are not opening up the playground yet.
And the playground is one of those things that, kids touch everything, and that's their easy transfer that way. And I know that everybody would like to see it open, but the longer that we follow the rules, the sooner we're going to get back to actually being able to do some of these things. So the walking trail has stayed open. What about the dog park? How has that been? And what's the rules with that?
It had been closed up to today. Everything starting today, we're going to try this. Everything at Meadowbrook is open.
Okay. And what do you have at Meadowbrook? Tell us a little bit about that.
We have the skate park. We're going to try that. The tennis courts, the basketball courts, the walking trail, and the dog park. Meadowbrook Park. We'll try it, and then if it gets out of control real quick, we will adjust.
And I think that's the only thing that we can do. And I think that's the whole concern with opening up the state, the county, the city, whatever it is. We all have these concerns. So next question on the radar: the swimming pool. So what are our plans for that? Because I can't see you social distancing when everybody's in the swimming pool, drinking the water, spitting the water out. I mean,
this one's tough. Golf course, I feel comfortable with the restrictions and the guidelines that we put in. We're going to try real hard, and I think we'll be successful at the social distancing. Swimming pools are going to be another animal. And right now is the go time on the pools. And I don't think that we have the time. You can't start prepping your pool yet. But right now is when you're prepping your pool. The bigger issue that all the local swimming pools are going to have, not just local, this is going to be across the country, is getting the lifeguards trained. May is end of April, the 1st of May is the heaviest time of the year at the YMCAs, at the Gallatin Civic Center, of getting your lifeguard lessons and getting your license.
Well, and finding lifeguards has been difficult anyway the last few years, right?
It's getting harder and harder each year with school pushing to start, 1st of August. They maybe want to work June, and then the family vacations start kicking in on normal summers. It has gotten, last year was the first time in Portland Park's history that we had to pay for some lifeguards to get their license. we was that far understaffed that we just had to reach out. And if we'll pay, we don't want to make that a habit, but it was how desperate we got last season. Only can imagine how hard it's going to be this season with all the restrictions that we have going on. More news have come out for the swimming pool. I really can't give you the right answer today. We're in a lot of conversations with a lot of people right now about the pool.
You know, I've actually heard some cities that have even thought about not opening the pool at all for the year. So, and I'm not one to plan for through August right now, because this changes daily. So, hearing somebody say that they're planning that far ahead to not open, but I feel like that is the worst case scenario. But if we can gradually get back into this, I'm hoping at some point we can get the swimming pool open, because, Portland is very unique as to have an actual swimming pool and a high dive. Do we still have a high dive?
We didn't have a high dive at the end of the year, but if we was going to be opening the pool, we open the pool up this season, we will have a high dive.
Oh, yes. And I tell you, for those that, us growing up here and going to the pool with the high dive, I mean, that was like the greatest thing ever, just being able to jump off the high dive. I remember when you first got old enough that your mom would let you, that was always my case, jump off the high dive. And then that first time, it was just, again, we are very unique. Even today, cities are not building pools to put in parks unless it's a whole civic center like Gallatin. And cities our size, they just don't have a pool. They'll have a splash pad, but they don't really have a pool. So,
and the splash pads are going to have the same issues that we're looking at as the swimming pool, creating a social distance. And then it's going to be
touching everything.
It's going to be, you're fine when you're in the chlorine. But, kid goes underwater, has his mouth open. Who hasn't done that? Every kid's done it. Most adults do it. Don't get your mouth shut. And then what do you do with the deck? What do you do with the chairs? What do you do with the whole deck area is a concern, keeping it safe. A lot of issues with the swimming pool and a lot of questions. The pool, I just don't have. Today, I don't have information to give you other than the research. Because not only are we considering the pool, we have a swim team.
That's right.
Portland Parks has a swim team, and the swim coach, he's been calling, wanting to know she's making some phone calls to the teams in our league that we swim against to see. I know that the mayor was telling me earlier, Gouldsville is one of the groups that's in our swim team. And that's the one that was talking about. Very unlikely if they knew they weren't going to have a swim team. Very unlikely they were going to have the pool open for the season. That's some of the issues that we're also running in against. That's with the swim team. Can we do that? And will there be anybody to swim against?
Well, and a question on here is, how many parks do we have? So you want to tell a little bit about how many parks we have, so they can see how much work and how much mowing and all that you guys are out there doing?
Anytime I can brag on the parks.
That's all right.
Portland Parks, we have 300 acres that we maintain, and that's between Meadowbrook Park that we discussed earlier, with skate park, tennis courts, basketball, some shelter, the walking trail, and the dog park. And then we have Richland Park. It's the one that has the swimming pool, the gymnasium, outdoor basketball court, the schoolhouse, and then we have 8 soccer fields, 10 baseball fields, a little over a mile of walking trail, and a little over 3 miles of biking trails.
Well, and then of course the golf course
and Dogwood Hills golf course. That's the areas that fall under Portland Parks.
Well, the Strawberry Crate.
The Strawberry Crate. Yeah, mini park downtown.
You take care of that, and you do a great job of that as well. So you and your guys. So let's tell about your team. How many is on your team?
Not enough, but
no, because they keep giving you more stuff and not giving you more people. So
no, we're very fortunate here at the Portland Parks. We have I consider the best team in the city.
I agree.
We have a good group of personnel. At the golf course, we have 2 full-time and 5 part-time workers at the golf course. The part-time workers work the pro shop. The 2 full-time positions that we have, they actually do the maintenance on the course. We have Tammy Groves, our assistant director, and then she has 2 part personnel that works for her. And then we have 5 guys on the maintenance crew at Richland Park and 3 security guards. And if the pool was to open, we usually average about 10 to 12 seasonal staff members that we hire during the summer.
Well, also now's a good time for me to tell everybody, make sure you comment, because if you comment in the comment section, you go in for a chance to win 2 meals from Delaney Street Eats. We take everybody that commented during the live show all week long, and we'll draw for those. And we'll also draw for a shirt. I don't know if you've seen the Spread the Local Love 37148 shirts, where you get to choose a local business to donate $10 to that's struggling and have had to be closed all this time. So make sure you comment as you're watching, and so we can give that away. We'll announce those on Monday. But
nice looking banner at the mini park.
Yes, you do. See, we can't get anything by you. So yes, there's a banner on the fence.
We'll give it back to you after the show. I had the guys take it down. You're not supposed to be hanging anything on the fence.
Hey, the mayor said we could. He's the one who told us to.
Oh, Mayor told you to
put that back up.
I'll get the guys to go put it back up for you real quick. No, it's still up there.
I was going to tell you, the mayor told us to put it up there, so it was on him. But yes, but no, Jamie, you do a great job. I know that since you have been there, you have really increased they've increased the amount of facilities that you have, and you have also been able to just take the parks and turn it into something that is really we can be proud of. Number one, like you said, you've got a great team that helps you out there as well. And we do appreciate all that you and your team are doing, because we at the chamber kind of call on you a little bit too to do some things for us and help us out. So it's a partnership. We have a lot of events that we work together. Hopefully, we don't know how the back to school bash will turn out. We may have to do that a little different. It may be a drive-by too. So, we just don't know how things are going to turn out for events.
Well, you bringing that up, especially with you got so many things that you take care of, but some of our special events is part of the chamber. Just know it hurts. You know this as much as anybody. It hurts our hearts to have the park closed. It hurts our hearts to cancel special events. The staff that we have here at the park, that's why they're here. They take so much pride in putting together good facilities. When nobody's been able to use them, it's just not exciting. We miss everybody over here. We want to see I just can't wait till people get back and able to use the park for what we have to offer instead of on a limited basis. So be patient with us. This thing will turn around, and I just can't wait for the day that I get to see the park full again. That just hurts your heart when you don't see anybody here.
Well, and I think people don't realize how often the park is utilized. So let's talk a little bit about the recreational sports too they've not been able to start. Number one, high school sports. I feel so sorry for those high school teams that their seniors couldn't have their last year of baseball, softball, and soccer and track.
Graduation.
Yes. Now, right now, graduation is scheduled. So hopefully that'll happen. But it is just hard, all the things. But you've got, soccer and baseball and, that tons of kids in the Portland area community really depend on. So what do you know about that?
All right, I can give you a little update. Currently, Portland Soccer Club, what we do is they pay us a maintenance fee to use our fields. We maintain them. Portland Youth Football, Portland Soccer Club, and Dixie Youth Baseball, they actually run the program. We maintain the fields. Portland Soccer Club has made the call. They have canceled their spring season. They're in a little bit different position than baseball. Soccer's got another run at it in the fall. Their expenses aren't as much as baseball. Currently, Dixie Youth Baseball, they still have not canceled their season. They're officially just postponed. They're doing the exact same thing you and I are doing. They're just waiting to see what the news is. They're going to give it every chance they can to get some type of season. Are you going to get a full season? No way, not this late. But you might be able to get it. Who knows? Come end of June, maybe we'll be able to get a modified season. So baseball's still going. Not playing any games, not practicing, just postponed. Portland Soccer Club, unfortunately, they went ahead and pulled the plug on the season.
When does their next season start?
They'll start September.
Okay, so
They'll run late August, September, October, about a 3 months season for soccer club.
well, hopefully it'll all be, and that's what happens to them if they start running into that next season, then they don't get a break. So hopefully this will allow them to come out the gate started fresh and not have any up in the air questions about when they're starting. But you know, baseball is always different. Anytime that we always worry about rainouts and getting all our games in, and who would have thought that now you're worried about something like this, not being able to get your games in and even get practice in. I don't guess they even started practice, did they?
They did. They got about, that's the bad thing for baseball. They actually got their uniforms ordered, and they'd already practiced for about 3 weeks. We closed the fields down on Monday. Back when we closed it down, that Friday they were actually going to start some tournaments. So they were this close of getting their season started. Portland Soccer Club, they had already started their practices. They were a couple weeks behind baseball, so they only got a couple weeks of practicing in before this thing here. But baseball had already started. The parents have already bought all the equipment. They were full head of a season, so they got a lot of expenses that they've already spent on the baseball league. So they're going to hang in probably a little bit longer. They're going to hang in longer than the soccer club did.
Well, and hopefully they'll be able to get some games in and get some of that taken care of. You know, it's not like they have a huge bank account that they can just do these expenses and not have to have games and not have the actual kids participating. So hopefully they'll be able to get those in as well.
Yeah, because they still had candy money. You do your little fundraisers at the beginning of the season. They already purchased the cookies, handed them the candy bars, handed them out. They haven't received all their money back, but so that.
And now we've been all cooped up. They're all eating those candy bars with us.
In their defense, their equipment's a little bit more expensive than soccer's.
Yes.
They already had their uniforms. The uniforms already made. Right before this started, I went to Donna's and picked up a sign, and there was boxes of the Dixie Youth uniforms already made. So that expense is already out there. They'd already re-upped their insurance for the year. That expense was out there, and they were in a growing stage, and they gave out a lot of scholarships, anticipating payments later into the season that they gave the scholarship money for, trying to help the numbers. So they got a few things that they're going to work through.
Well, I know, of course, we're coming up on now. What is this? How long have you had the golf course?
Oh, 2.5 years.
Is it 2.5 years?
Isn't? I don't even know.
It's been a little while. When you got it, it needed a lot of work.
It was May of 18. So
and then I guess we had ours in the fall. So yeah. Yep, that's what it is. So right at 2 years. So, But
Or is it? No, you've had 2 tournaments, haven't you?
yes,
So yeah, it was.
we have had 2 tournaments. Yep, you're right.
We're
Right.
going-
Because the second tournament, the grounds was looking so good. So
that was the golf staff. We started prepping for your tournament in June. That was the first year was rough. The course needed a lot of improvements. We took major steps to improving the course, but we really never had that event. The first year, you was so nice to hold the chamber was super nice. The course wasn't ready, but y'all just wanted to help. So we held a tournament in October. It wasn't quite ready. Now, last year, the guys worked hard. They were really so happy that they were going to get to show off all the work they've been doing. And I thought it was a good tournament.
it was. It looks great. We knowing what we saw, what it was like when you first took it over, and then seeing what with your guys in the city, the council being able to let you to work so hard to get that put back to where it is. It's really amazing. So how is the course looking now? And is this season gonna, again, I'm assuming it's just improving all the time.
The anytime that you have 4 to 6 weeks of uninterrupted, but to get boring on you, uninterrupted turf growth, it's going to look good. I was out there this morning, and our first golfer showed up at 6:58, and they were members, and they walked back in after their round of golf and was just like, man, just thank you. And that was about as much of a compliment as the staff could have by somebody just saying, thank you for this course looking so good.
Well, and it's a lot of work. I know I probably need you to come look at my front yard because I did the kill all the weeds,
And you have
now I don't have any grass.
You never had grass.
We thought that was grass, but guess what? It wasn't grass.
It wasn't grass. Now you're looking at a lot of dirt, a lot of mud.
Just brown, dead weeds. So,
you got 2 options. You can spend a lot of money and sod your yard, or you can just wait till September. Not a whole lot you're going to do heading in.
Well, if I sod it, then I got to water it, and I'm just not.
A lot of water.
It is a lot of water. So, but no, Jamie, you and your team are doing such a great job, and we do appreciate all that you're doing. And I know it is heartbreaking to not be able to have the ball teams, the kids on the playground. It is nice that you were able to keep the walking track open and all. But let's talk a little bit about the dog park. So, what is before this? How much was that utilized? Because in the beginning, I grew up on a farm. Our dog just run all over the place. We didn't need a park to take them to. Then if I took them there, I wouldn't be able to catch them anyway. But so how much is it utilized? And because coming from somebody that doesn't have a dog, or when I did have a dog, again, it was just out on the farm. What's utilization of it?
It has turned out so much better than I even thought. I was with you. I didn't know that, we just let the dog out the back door and go do what he's got to do, and he came home. I didn't know that many people thought this much about this. Matter of fact, the turnout's been so good that it's been supported so much that we added lights to the dog park because of the number of people utilizing the park. So that should answer your question there. When we started seeing the turnouts that we were seeing, we knew that it was okay to put a little bit more funds into this amenity because so many people was using it.
Well, and also, so tell a little bit about what's out there. Because again, not having a dog, I don't ever go out there. We did go out for the ribbon cutting and that kind of thing. There's some little dog bowls and stuff out there for them to, and water. So tell us all about how all that works.
Oh, yeah. The dogs can walk up and use their paws to drink out of their water fountain. Pretty cool. I've seen a couple of them actually do it. Most of the owners use their foot and make the water run, but there's a couple of dogs that can actually hit the button and make what we have out there. We have it's broken down into 2 sections. It's fenced off. Fence splits to two sides. We have a small dog side and a large dog side. The small dog side is anything from 25 pounds or lower. Those dogs will play on the small dog side. And then 25, 26 pounds and up, they're allowed in the big dog side. It's all fenced in. We have shade for the users, some improvements to the parking lot. And we'll always continue to work on drainage. We've got a few drainage issues at Meadowbrook Park, but that's the entire park. So we'll never stop trying to continue to improve that.
Well, like I say, I do know, I do have seen dogs out there and see them utilizing it. And like I say, when it started, I was like, maybe people need a place to walk them. I don't know, but I guess they do.
When we first opened, we was doing a lot of driving by and seeing what the numbers were. And I would sit off to the side and just watch throughout the evening. And it shocked me that every evening and during the day too, but most of the daytime, the staff can keep an eye on the numbers. At night, myself and security would count the people. And it was amazing that every single night I went over there, the crowd just started getting bigger. So, and then one of their things was they work, they don't get by the time they get home, get their clothes changed, eat, take care of the family. By the time they could get their dogs up to the dog park, it was 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So that's why I was telling you that once we saw the support of the dog park, that's when we added lights so you can stay a little bit later in the evening.
Well, like I say, it's amazing to see all of the facilities that you and your team take care of and keep up, and the mowing. I mean, what'd you say, 300 and something acres?
300 acres.
In which some of that's not mowed because there's the wooded area.
That's 300. Yes, that's not completely 300. We don't mow all 300 acres. It's 300 acres of the park. We mow 250 of the 300 acres.
So what about the mountain bike trail? How has that worked out, and what's the usage on that last year?
Oh, it's surprisingly we have quite a few bikers in this community, but it's been utilized just as much from the hikers. It is a hike and bike trail. It's an adventure. We have good support of the bike trail. We even have support from the locals, and we have people that come from other cities to utilize our track. Very proud of that track. It's not the biggest one in the world. You know, like the one in Gallatin's like 10 miles long. Ours is 3 miles long, but ours, it's aggressive. It's a workout. You're not just going to go back there and take just a stroll on your bike, just to sightsee. I rode over half of it. I called the guys, told them to bring the John Deere down there. They picked me and my bike up. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It was as tough of anything I've ever done. I thought I was just going to jump on a bike and just whip around that thing. No big deal. Oh, no, I was the best ever going down. Then I started coming back up, and I got on the cell phone. Hey, guys, you're going to come get me. I'm stranded down here on the bicycle trail.
Yeah, that was always the bad thing on a snow sled too. Snow sledding and biking, when you go down the hill, somebody's got to get back up. So
the best thing you do going down, it's trying to get back up is the hard part. But we have good support with our. We're just like you, just like the Portland Chamber of Commerce. We have so much support in this community. We're so thankful for the people that use our parks and clean our parks, and they support us so much. And we're just so thankful of the good people of this community that come out, and parks are as important to their family as it is my family.
Well, so do you have any thoughts on next expansions, or how many more acres do you need, or anything like that?
After the conversation, I just heard Doug Yeagle tell us no, I don't have anything right now.
You're doing budget. It's not looking good for a good year. So
Doug is real good at keeping you grounded. Now, my wish list, I could go on for the next 4 hours of my wish list. We definitely will continue to make small improvements constantly. And
Doug likes to mark through those wish lists, though.
Yeah. Well, my bad. I just got a blue pen. He's got a black. He's got a red pen, and he just writes right there.
No.
Currently, no definite plans of what we got going on. Probably the biggest project we have going on right now is going to be the Robert Coleman Community Center.
Oh, that's right. Talk about that a little bit.
I don't have much to tell you. Right, we're going to be remodeling the Robert Coleman Community Center, and right as we started, we met with the design team, and they were starting to pull together some contractors to start putting together some lists. First, the tornadoes in Nashville hit, and that just put the brakes on everything. And then COVID-19 hits, and it's just, anything that was already started, it looks like City Hall. It's continued right through. But anything that was on the beginning stages, we're not having a lot of, I'm staying in communication with the design team. It is going very slow right now, which you would imagine it would be.
So now I remember pulling some siding off of the side of the building. Now this building, for those that don't know, was part of the original schoolhouse, correct?
The original schoolhouse.
Yes.
This facility was built in 1915.
And so with that, in trying to decide what you were going to do with the facility, you took some siding off or something off of it. What'd you find back there?
We found a little bit of nothing. We took the metal off the front of the building, and we didn't find a whole lot behind the metal. What we found was there was a school that was connected to what is now it used to be our office. That school came down. It looks like they just took the bricks that were on the ground when that school came down, and they just started putting the bricks on the wall to fill in holes to the RTC outside wall. We're going to be doing what started this whole thing, of course, was the ADA transition plan. We're going to be doing some remodeling of the building. We'll give a facelift to the kitchen and the hall, and we're going to completely move the bathroom to the front side of the building to give more space for wheelchairs and the handicap. And then also we're going to add a small conference room. So we'll be able to, moving the bathrooms, we're going to be able to host 2 meetings at one time if needed. So a smaller conference room style, and then the big hall. It's just going to take a little time with everything we got going on. It's really put the brakes on this process.
Well, I know with any new construction, it's kind of just like you say, it's hard to get things started. Construction was booming anyway, so it was a little difficult to get people to bid projects and to get them out. Now that you have the tornadoes, and now you've got them in Chattanooga, so you've got damage everywhere, and then of course trying to do everything. The construction people are trying, just like everybody else, to do things safely. So then that adds time and takes longer to do the things that they're trying to get built. So, but also, and you don't have, that facility will not be able to be rented for a while. But what do you have that people can rent? Not now, but after this COVID-19.
What we've done is we've utilized the golf course pro shop. And during the winter season, the gymnasium, and the one that's always forgotten about that I wish it wouldn't be would be the theater. We're renting it out. You have an indoor-outdoor facility located close to the playground that sits off by itself. Hasn't caught on as much as I thought it would have, the theater.
I tell you, I think people don't know what that building consists of, because it was kind of like one of those things, unless you were one of the performers, you didn't get to go backstage.
You get to go inside.
So maybe one of our videos, once we can not have so much social distancing, we can come by and do a Facebook Live and tour it and kind of let everybody see what that facility is all about.
So yeah, we're using those 3, the theater, the gym, which the gym will be coming, to an end here shortly on us being able to utilize it through June, July, and August. But we'll go back to it, and we're utilizing the pro shop at the golf course. Very nice facility. And towards the fall of last year and the winter, our rentals out there really picked up. People were starting to really understand that, yes, you do have an opportunity to rent this building. Yes, the golf course is open to the public. It took us a little while to get past that country club. Everybody kept thinking it's still a country club, but now once they've rented the facility, realize how nice it is. The scenery is unbelievable. The room itself is beautiful. That rental has definitely gone up. And what we did in return is, being that we had to shut down the RCC building, we changed our pricing with the theater, the gym, and the golf course to match the Robert Coleman Community Center rental.
Oh, that's nice, because those are larger and, well, much nicer facilities. And then the amphitheater is a very large facility.
It's nice, and I rented it for a graduation party, because you have the indoor bathrooms with the kitchen and a few people can sit inside. Then you have the covered outside, and then it's how close it is to the playground. The kids can just walk right up the hill and you're on the playground. So excellent place to rent. Once we get back currently, unfortunately, we're not allowing any rentals currently, but it'll change. And when it does, keep in mind that the golf course is out there, the theater, or they're there for your family to rent and use it for business, personal, whatever you want. We're here. Once we get back open fully, those are opportunities for you to rent for your special occasion.
Well, Jamie, we do appreciate your hard work and your team and all that y'all do, because we have, I'd say, one of the best parks in Middle Tennessee. I mean, there's no doubt. Now, granted, there are some parks out there that have more facilities. They have more things that they can offer. But for our size of a community, we offer have a lot of options, and you guys just keep them all up so well, which makes them last a lot longer too.
It goes back to how we started this. It's how good my staff is. They're the ones that make all this happen. Just fortunate enough to have a real good staff. This community is fortunate to have the staff that the parks has, because they take so much pride. They treat it like it's theirs. They treat the amenity like it's theirs. They treat the equipment like it's theirs. They treat the equipment that they're riding on every day. They're treating it better than they probably treat their equipment at the house. That adds a lot too.
One more thing that probably people are always wondering about: what about vandalism at the parks? The park's one of those places that for some reason people think it's all fun to come out there and, either spray paint something or tear up something, or so how much vandalism do you have? And I know you've got cameras now in some of those areas, and has that helped cut down on some of that?
Absolutely. Two things that's helped out on our vandalism: we've added a lot of lighting to the park over the last 3 years, and the cameras. We're no different than any other park. Yes, we do have vandalism. It happens, but I assure you, I've worked at a lot of other parks, and guess what?
They have it too.
It's just not the kids of Portland that don't care. It's a lot of parks. Parks, we do experience a lot of vandalism. You try not to let it bother you. It's work. You fix what's been done. You try to put up some guidelines to kind of help not let this happen again, but it's going to. We just fix it and we move on, because when I first started here, I'd get so frustrated that somebody would do that the next thing you know, you're just always frustrated. Mm-hmm. So we just take it as a grain of salt. There is vandalism that takes place. Well, we try to, we're stubborn. Somebody vandalizes one of our facilities, we try to get it cleaned up very quick, so there can't be that time frame that the buddies get to drive by and see what they did. So we try to remove it as fast as possible.
Well, I do know that you guys, and most of the time people don't even realize that anything has happened when it does, because you guys do get it cleaned up so fast. And, so I do appreciate, again, the efforts that y'all put in, and look forward to being able to have the park facilities 100% open again, and the kids running and playing and all the great things at the park. So, and I know that's coming, but we just have to be patient.
We'll get there. If everybody just be patient, we'll get there. We'll get there very soon, I hope.
All right. Well, you want anything? Tell them anything else? Let them all know anything else that's going on?
No, just other than keep watching for updates. Be patient. Just as fast as it's changing of the information that we're giving the public, it's coming in 10 times faster than that on our end, where it just takes some time to go through everything that you're reading. And we hope the decisions that we've made over the last couple of weeks, we hope it's helped. We do.
I think it has. The numbers are going down. We're kind of flattening out a little bit. I think things are going to get better. The tail will be as people get back out, as they open things up, just, kind of keep in mind that we still have to do the washing of the hands and the just being safe and trying to keep it down, because once it spikes up again, I mean, we could be back in the same place where we were. So let's try
we're going to do everything. We're going to really work hard at our facilities to help our users, do the correct things so we don't get back to that. We really need the social distancing. The golf course, we've made a number of changes that, is going to help protect against that. Just people know, be patient. We will adjust if we need to. We're not going to sit here and this is the way it's going to be forever, because that's the way we did it the first day. We implement something just like the chamber. You implement it, you try it. Sometimes you hit home runs, sometimes you don't.
And sometimes you go, what was I thinking?
And sometimes it don't take very long. Like, oh no, don't do that. That's not good. I don't want to do that. I thought I did, but I don't. And if we see that it's not working good, we'll adjust. We're not just going to go one way all the time. We'll adjust to everything that comes at us.
All right, Jamie, will you tell your staff that we really appreciate them and you and all the job that you do, and look forward to everything opening soon?
No, thank you for everything that you and your staff do for this community, because y'all like staying in the background. You don't want anybody to talk about it. We have by far the best Chamber of Commerce around, period. If you don't know what all they do, just come to one special event. I've never seen anybody that can take 30 volunteers and get as much out of the volunteers as Portland Chamber of Commerce. People were very fortunate to have them.
Feed them. You just feed them.
Just feed them and we'll come.
That's right. Well, thank you, Jamie, and look forward to talking to you soon.
Come see us at the golf course. We'll be there.